All right, let's get into this. When most of us think about, physical gold,
Mm,
images of shiny jewelry probably pop up, right? Or
yeah.
maybe like a pirate's chest.
Yeah, definitely. Those are the common pictures.
But if you're actually looking to invest, physical gold really breaks down into three main types:
Okay.
coins, bars, and, well, jewelry itself.
Mm-hmm.
So today on the deep dive, our mission is to sort of dig into the pros and cons of each one, help you figure out what makes sense for your goals.
And it's really important to get these differences, not just, academically, but for your actual portfolio.
How so?
Well, if you don't know the subtleties, you might end up paying, say, an extra premium you didn't need to, or maybe face problems when you try to sell.
Liquidity issues.
Exactly. Or you just end up holding something that doesn't quite fit why you bought gold in the first place. It's about knowing how to get the most actual gold for your money, or at least understanding why you might be paying more.
Okay, that makes sense. A vital starting point.
Mhm.
So let's dive in. The first form, and probably the most popular for many, is gold coins. Right. Talking about things like the American Eagle,
Mhm.
the Canadian Maple Leaf, maybe the South African Krugerrand, those famous ones.
Yep, those are the big ones. Government minted.
And that government backing means they're instantly recognized, yeah? Plus, they often come in pretty convenient weights, like an ounce or even smaller sometimes.
That's the huge part of their appeal, that accessibility. Coins are, like you said, very recognizable. They're generally quite liquid, easy to sell,
Okay.
and they stick to legal purity standards, usually 22 karat or, for some, 24 karat pure gold. But, and this is the key thing,
There's always a but.
right? That convenience, the design work, it costs extra. You'll almost always pay a premium, sometimes a pretty noticeable one, over the actual spot price of the gold itself.
So that premium covers what? Just making the coin.
It's the minting, yeah, but also the dealer's markup, distribution costs, and sometimes for rarer or more collectible coins, there's a numismatic value. That part can go up or down totally separately from the gold price itself.
Okay. So that premium, that sounds like it could add up, especially if you're buying a lot. Does that mean gold bars might be better value for pure gold quantity?
Absolutely. If you think of the spot price as just the raw gold cost, the premium is all the extra stuff piled on top.
Right.
And that's where gold bars, people often call them bullion, really come into their own, especially for, let's say, more serious investors.
Okay. And they're usually bigger, right?
Yeah, often larger sizes,
Yeah.
10 grams, 100 grams. You can even get like a full kilogram bar.
Wow.
And the big advantage, a lower premium per ounce compared to coins. You're basically getting more gold for your money because you're not paying for fancy designs or potential collector value.
More gold for your dollar. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
But are there downsides? I mean, selling a whole kilo bar sounds a bit trickier than selling a 1 ounce coin.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's the main challenge. They're cost efficient, sure, but bigger bars aren't always as easy to liquidate quickly, especially if you're not selling back to a major dealer.
Right.
And crucially, they absolutely need proper certification. You want a bar from a recognized refiner. Think names on the LBMA Good Delivery list. That assay certificate proves its purity and authenticity.
And without that.
Well, you might really struggle to sell it for the full market price. Buyers need that guarantee. And of course, storage becomes even more critical with larger, high-value bars.
Okay, so we've got coins, we've got bars, which feel very investment-y.
Yeah.
But then there's gold jewelry. This feels different, more personal.
Definitely. Jewelry has huge emotional weight, cultural significance. It gets passed down, given as important gifts. It connects with us differently.
But does that emotional connection translate financially
Yeah.
as an investment?
This is where the lines get very clear. While it is gold, jewelry is, well, pretty much the least efficient way to invest in the metal itself.
Why is that?
Because you're paying for so much more than just the gold content. Think about it. There's a massive markup for the design, the skilled labor to make it, maybe the fancy brand name, and often you've got gemstones in there too.
Right, the diamonds or whatever.
Exactly. Plus, most jewelry isn't pure 24 karat gold. It's usually 18K, maybe 14K, even less sometimes. That means a big chunk of what you bought isn't even gold.
So when you go to sell it,
You often find you get way, way less back than you paid. Sometimes just the scrap value of the gold content at that day's price. It's really more of an emotional or decorative purchase, not a strategic financial one.
okay, that's a really important distinction. So pulling this all together, what's the main takeaway for someone listening?
Well, it sounds like if your main goal is pure investment value, getting the most gold for your money, then you're probably looking at bars. Or maybe coins if you value liquidity and recognizability slightly more than the lowest premium.
And jewelry.
Jewelry is more personal, sentimental, not really a strategic investment asset in the same way.
Gotcha. And one thing you mentioned for bars, but it applies to all of these, right? Storage,
Oh, absolutely critical. No matter what form of physical gold you hold, coins, bars, even grandma's necklace, if it's valuable, you must have secure storage.
like a safe at home
Mer-
or a bank.
Yeah, a really good home safe, properly installed, or a safety deposit box at a bank, maybe vault storage services for larger amounts. It's not optional, it's essential. Physical gold's great because it's tangible, but that tangibility only works if you can actually keep it safe.
That's a really practical point. It leads to a bigger thought, though. Beyond just the investment numbers or the sentimental side,
Huh.
what does actually holding physical gold, storing it securely, mean for your sense of security? Especially now in such a digital, fast-changing world.
Hmm, that's a great question to leave people with. It really brings up this fundamental point. How do you weigh that tangible security, that feeling of holding real wealth against the convenience, the ease, maybe the potentially faster gains of other more abstract investments? Where does physical gold fit in your bigger picture?